Even for such tormented beings, the city of Kashi offers liberation at the Pishach Mochan temple. This wretched state is far worse than that of the Bhairavi Yatana, as the torturous lifespan of a Pishacha is 3 lakh years.
When they asked him, how should we worship you? He taught them a method. He said, you do it this way, I will be there. That method was taught to them and they taught to the people, and today it continues in the same tradition, the way Shiva taught it to the 7 sages. So 7 layers of the city was created, and the central point of Kashi is Manikarnik, where always at least 1 corpse will be burning, always. Mahadeva Maheshwara Bhairava Sarveshwara Mahadeva Sarveshwara Bhairava Mukteshwara Mahadeva Mukteshwara Bhairava Kala Bhairava Kala Kala Bhairava Maharatre.
Upon hearing Brahma's lie that he had reached the very top of the eternal pillar of light, a very fierce, terrible form of Shiva emerged. He was Kal Bhairav, the lord of death, who ripped off Brahma's 5th head in an instant. This, however, made him guilty of Brahma Hatya, the sin of killing a Brahmin, and a Brahma's skull immediately stuck to Bhairava's hand. To get rid of the skull, Bhairava took on the Kapala Vrata, or the vow of the skull. To absolve himself of the sin, he wandered across the land, using the skull as a begging bowl. Seeing this, Vishnu advised Bhairava that returning to Kashi, where he had revealed his true form, was his only salvation. As soon as Bhairava entered Kashi, the skull fell. The ground upon which this skull fell was known as Kapal Mochana Tirtha, where the original Kal Bhairav temple was established. Here, Bhairava remains as Papa Bhakshana, or the sin eater, consuming all the sins of the devotees and pilgrims who came to seek refuge in him. Thus, Kashi is known as Mahasmashana, the ultimate cremation ground.
Right now we are in front of Manikarnik. Right next to that is the Kala Bhairav temple. What you see there is Kala Bhairav temple. Kal Bhairav means… Bhairav is one who takes you beyond fear. Kal Bhairav is the fear of time. It is the fear of time, it's not the fear of death. Time is the basis of fear. If you had limitless amount of time, it wouldn't matter, isn't it? It is time is running out. If something happens, time is the issue. If something doesn't happen, time is the issue. That is why Kal Bhairav, if you are free from the fear of time, you are free from fear itself, absolutely. So Kal Bhairav is a deadly form of Shiva. It was guaranteed, if you come to Kashi, you will attain to mukti. It doesn't matter what kind of a lousy creature you have been all your life. So all the lousy creatures started coming because they lived badly and they want to die gloriously. So he said, there needs to be some check. So he took the form of Kal Bhairav. It's called Bhairavi Yatana. That means when the moment of death comes, for all that you have been, your whole many lifetimes plays out in a moment with great intensity. And whatever pleasures and sufferings and pains that need to happen to you will all happen. It would have spread over many lifetimes, but all that will happen to you in a microsecond, but with the kind of intensity that you cannot hold. So this is called as Bhairavi Yatana. Yatana means ultimate suffering, it's something that happens to you in hell. He will make it happen to you here. So when you want to do that kind of a job, you need a right kind of costume. Shiva put on the right kind of costume and became Kal Bhairav to create Bhairavi Yatana for you, to create such phenomenal pain that you have not imagined possible, but just for a moment, so that after that, nothing of the past remains in you.
It is said that whoever commits a sin in the city of Kashi will be doomed by Kal Bhairav to wander as a pishacha in a tortured, disembodied state. Even for such tormented beings, the city of Kashi offers liberation at the Pishach Mochan temple. This wretched state is far worse than that of the Bhairavi Yatana, as the torturous lifespan of a pishacha is 3 lakh years. Pishach Mochan, said to have once been a pishacha himself, was assigned by Kal Bhairava to carry out this role of delivering even the most sinful into ultimate liberation.
Sadhguru, with such a powerful mechanism set up for a human being to evolve and be liberated in this place, is there a need to do any rituals in Kashi? Because, what I hear from you is that there is a great design to this place, the yantra you talked about. So your mere presence here should be enough. Still, I see many people come here to do rituals of various kinds. What is the significance of such rituals?
Kashi is full of rituals. It was the center of rituals. There's nothing as surefire as doing something internally. That is the best way to do it. So once you've been initiated into your process, that is what you should depend on. Why these things are built is, it's for the public. They do not know how to do anything with themselves, but they know enough that something needs to be done with them. So when that is the case, an instrument like this and the complex rituals that came along with the instrument are very useful because it handles people en masse. There was something called a Saptarishi Puja. Saptarishis means the 7 sages who were the first disciples of Shiva. They were to leave to carry this message and go. When they asked him, how should we worship you? He taught them a method. He said, you do it this way, I will be there. That method was taught to them and they taught to the people, and today it continues in the same tradition, the way Shiva taught it to the 7 sages. That process they started off. And they did it in such a way, stacks and stacks of energy they built. This may not be tangible for other people, for me it's a living reality. And people will just burst into tears, they don't know what it is. Those who are doing it, they do not know how it happens. But they're sticking to the procedure that's been taught to them and making it happen. See, the guy who's driving this boat does not know how to build an engine, he's just learned to use it and it works. So they just learn to use it. As the Saptarishis would have done, 7 people sat down there and they did this, and it was a phenomena. I've never seen anything so energetic in any temple. I've been to quite a few. Wherever I feel it's an energy center, I go. I don't go there to pray, I don't go to ask, I've never done abhisekams and pujas in any temple in my life, okay? But this is a phenomenal science. You must come and sit in the Dhyanalinga temple. No ritual, no mantra, no puja, no nothing. It's always in total silence. Just come and sit there and see, because it's essentially created for meditativeness. People who have no idea what's meditation, people who have no instruction, without an instruction, you can make people meditative. So these are technologies, these are not belief systems.
Great.
Technology is gone bad.
My last question to you is, when somebody comes to Kashi, what is a must one should experience here?
First of all, to come prepared a little bit. I would say, if you're traveling to Kashi, at least for 3 months, get initiated to some simple meditative process. Meditate for some time, make yourself little more sensitive and come. Leave all your beliefs at home and come.
Thank you, Doctor. It was really a pleasure.
This is the most complex and sophisticated machine on the planet, that's Kashi. It's phenomenal that somebody created a place like this. We bow down to them for the intelligence behind it, the competence behind it, the vision behind it, the compassion behind it, to make it available to everybody. This is what the world needs, not dogma, not philosophies, not belief systems. Human ability to go beyond our sense organs and be able to perceive something which is right now considered beyond. This is the only way a human being will know. This is the only way a human consciousness will expand. This is the only way a human being will evolve beyond narrow divisions that have happened in human societies. But those instruments are being systematically destroyed. It's important that these things are brought back. Past we have survived. The question is, the future, will we survive? This has been unfortunate history of humanity, that the greatest things on the planet will not survive, the crudest things will survive. Unless societies, individual human beings take care to nourish them. It's very important. If you want a refined society for tomorrow, for our children and their children to live, if we want a refined society, it's very important we nurture the sophistication that is around. Otherwise, crude things will dominate anyway. Very easy to manifest the crude, very difficult to manifest the sophistication because it takes thousands of years to evolve it. So, it is a responsibility that we have as a generation of people to bring out the subtle aspects of life and somehow to make them live to whatever extent everybody can do. If we cannot create another Kashi, the existing one we should preserve to whatever extent we can and create more instruments through which human beings can connect to larger possibility. We don't need more books to read. We need more practical instruments and methods through which a human being can expand his sense of who he is right now. Kashi is created in a certain form. The whole town was created as a place of knowing. So they created the city in 7 layers. One has to penetrate through the 7 layers. So if anybody wants to know, they go to Kashi. So 7 layers of the city was created and the central point of Kashi is Manikarnik, where always at least one corpse will be burning, always.
And it is the duty of every Indian to provide this fuel. That always at least one corpse should be burning. And another name for Kashi or Banaras is, it is also referred to as the Mahasmashana. That means it's a great cremation ground. Because people were looking at life and death as a means of rising beyond the elemental play, rising beyond the elemental hive that's been created in the form of individual body and the cosmic body. This is why burning bodies in the public is for you to go beyond your biology. This is one thing that happens to people. If they attend a cremation or something, it need not be somebody very close to you. Let's say there's no great amount of emotion about it. Somebody that you know, you went to attend a cremation, or today evening you just go, sit there, watch some strange body being burned. You come back from a cremation, you will see there's no appetite to eat, not because of emotions, simply because the body has its own realizations. Constantly one body at least is burning. Usually if you go there at any time, a few dozen bodies are burning. The point is that a necessary atmosphere is created where those who die there and those who are burnt there, wherever they die, people in great hurry carry the body to Kashi. These days it's all going away, I'm saying. Right from ancient times it's been so. When people start aging, they move to Kashi because they want to die there. Now it has just become a belief. But then there was a live process of enlightenment where the city was constructed as a tool for enlightenment. 7 layers, where if you go through this, by the time you reach graduation time, where you go to Manikarnik, by then it is a realized being. Before he leaves the body, he's already risen beyond the play of 5 elements. So one who has not realized the eternal nature, he must at least realize the mortal nature. Only when he realizes the mortal nature and confronts it, the longing to go beyond becomes a genuine force. Otherwise, all spiritual process is just bad entertainment. Only when it sinks into every pore in your body, the longing to go beyond becomes genuine. Otherwise, it's just fleeting. This fleeting urges to do this or that is not going to take you beyond dimensions of life. They can create dreams, they can create fantasies, they will not create reality. If you have to create reality, not just a fantasy, then this has to sink into every pore in your body.
This is a place where many great beings have left their body, they've left their imprint. For every dimension of life, they built a lingam. Some beyond all social acceptance. If you went to Karwat, they sawed you right through. There are 72,000 temples.
The city was constructed as 7 layers, where if you go through this, it is a realized being.
Kashi is a phenomenal young man, like never before or never after.